one. All right, welcome back in. It is the brisket. Look at that thing. What a beautiful piece
Should
of
we
meat.
name it? I mean, we named our
That
pig.
didn't work out so
It
well
didn't
the
work
last
so- for Albert. For Albert Newton. Say what? So.
All right, so Dave, what are we doing here?
So we're gonna take this brisket. Let me show you some of the basics about brisket real quick. So this is that tough or hard to render piece of fat here on the brisket. They call that pretty much the decal. Here, let me flip it over. You have the top or the point. This will be the point of the brisket, and then down here is the flat. And the flat kind of runs underneath. The point comes over the top on an angle there. There's a big wedge of fat in here, right? The big wedge of fat in there. Most smokers, most home grillers, they want to wedge a good amount of that out of there. And wedging that out of there, you will prevent a little bit of that stall. And we'll talk about a stall at length tomorrow, I'm sure.
Those dirty stalls.
We've got a lot of...
all of them, all the stalls. All
the whole
stalls.
family, they're holding everybody up.
You're talking about a flat and a point, and before we took off last time, you called it a Packard Cut, right?
Yep.
So you said you can just get that just about anywhere, and then we cut off, and I
assumed,
want to say you can't. That I called many a butchers, Dave, about the Packard Cut, and they would look at me like I was speaking a different language. So it's not. So again, it gets into that relationship with the butcher. Some of the things that we've stressed with you, this relationship, this knowledge of what these people want. Because you are right. The number one thing we get questions on is the brisket. People want to know the brisket, and this is what you're going to bring to us.
So there's several different rules of thought on trimming the brisket, right? So you have competition guys that are going to trim it really. They're going to trim a lot off this brisket because they want the ideal. It's both a visual thing and a taste thing. So they want to make sure they trim it real perfect. At home, we just spent a lot of money on this real nice piece of brisket. We went high end on the piece of meat, let it do its thing, right? So we trust our smoker, we trust our timing and all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and just, let the meat do this thing and not trim too much off. But I took that big old hunk of that hard fat, that hard decal fat off of there. As you can see, this look at the marbling in that though. There's some beautiful marbling in that brisket. You can even see it in the grain. See, the grain of this meat is running this way. You always see me, I'm always touching the meat, kind of weird.
And the grain's going to come in real big tomorrow when we go to cut it, right?
100%. See, but you can see the all that white in there.
Part
It's
3.
really, really nice.
Coming up in a minute. Don't go anywhere.